We are live, and unfortunately, you all just missed Spooky Spence's costume reveal, which he took off, unfortunately, now, and now he's portrayed as the Invisible Man. Well, oh, wait, here it comes. Lord, that is so terrifying. That is so. How long have you had that?
So good.
Oh no. All right. Welcome to the happy hour. My name is Mo Shafiq. I work at Mondo along with my buddy Spence. Spence, take it away and then pass it along as you
freeze.
Yeah, as you please.
Hey everyone, Spencer from Mondo and Death Waltz. That's really hot, man, that mask. I'm so on open fire, so I'm dying. Yeah, we have some friends with us. I'm going to pass you over to Ross from Enjoy the Ride.
Ross from Enjoy the Ride. What's up? I guess we'll go with Ryan.
I was ET, but it doesn't translate. So now I have the creepy hand on my hand. I'm Ryan Graveface, TerraVision, Graveface, blah blah. Michele.
Michele from Enjoy the Ride and Enjoy the Toons, and this is my costume this year. I didn't know what to do. When I was on Amazon, I was like, shit. I was like, I need to get a costume. I was like, what do I see? And I was like, oh, I should be a nun. I've never done this. I've never been a nun before, and it's nice. And I feel like if I were to like travel with it, it's gonna pack easy. So.
And now you like see the appeal of the apparel,
the habit. To get back to the habit.
Is that? I've never known what is the habit. Just the name of the outfit.
I think it might just be the top part. But wait, go to Cassie before we get distracted.
Hi, I'm Cassie from I'm Cassie from Shore to Shore. Or am I? I might just be a copy. Kind of. Never know.
Love me a ditto.
Same.
Well, okay, thank you all. Go ahead. I want to know about habits because
a religious habit is a distinctive set of religious clothing worn by members of a religious order. Okay, so I guess this is all it. But I knew because of Sister Act, I think the sequel is Back in the Habit. I was telling Steve, I was like, this is Back in the Habit. Get it?
Okay, so this is not seasonally appropriate, but let's stay on Sister Act for a second because we were trying to do the Sister Act soundtracks for a little while, and I had only seen Sister Act 2 for the very first time like a couple of years ago, and I was like, this is like actually a low-key masterpiece. But that's how little I knew about, I guess you can't call it nun culture, about Catholicism, whatever it's affiliated with, because I had never even bothered to look up what the phrase back. I knew it was a play on words, but I did not know that the habit was literally what they are wearing. So there you go. That's what I know. That's that we didn't do it because I would have been appropriating that that entire movement or religion.
Nice. I was raised Catholic, so I was around lots of religious things. It came with a big cross, and I had it, and I was like, if my mom like saw that, she'd be like, you can't wear that, because my mom was super religious. So like, I was like, I have my little rosary, but I wasn't gonna weird doing Sister Act on vinyl. Ooh.
We're not. We're not. It's out. It's actually through our good friends at Disney Music Emporium. You can buy both Sister Act and Sister Act Back in the Habit on their website, and they're great. I think I don't have it, but I think our partner Shannon has both, and they're great pressings. But happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. What are your plans for this Halloween? I don't really participate in Halloween too much. In fact, me and my wife are going to go see a romantic comedy after this. We're going to go see the new George Clooney movie. But what are some of y'all's plans for this weekend, for Halloween weekend? Spence, you with your name Spooky Spence, are you doing anything spooky this weekend?
Well, as ministry said, every day is Halloween. No plans. We'll just watch the movies. We just started the new Netflix show, the Del Toro anthology, which is pretty fun. But yeah, it'd be pretty low key, to be honest, because we just moved. So it's like a new area, but no idea what's going on. So
How about y'all on Long Island? What are you guys up to?
One of my good friends is getting married on Sunday, so I have a masquerade wedding and rehearsal dinner tomorrow, and then the wedding's on Sunday. So
I thought your beard was particularly clean.
yeah. Normally it's definitely not this legit, but I got a legit shaven haircut yesterday. So you guys are.
A masquerade just gives me solid eyes wide shut vibes. So
Yeah, I'm not. He hasn't really shown us exactly what masks were got, but what he showed me looks pretty along those lines. So I don't know what the fuck I'm walking into.
Yeah, no, I actually have my husband's in a wedding, so we have a rehearsal dinner Saturday, and then Sunday the littles that they're like my nieces that I nanny for, we're taking Christmas pictures, but the girls don't know that me and my friend who like help them out in the mornings are going to be in the Christmas pictures with them, so we're surprising them.
Aw.
So that's what we're doing Sunday. I mean, it's like in the middle of the afternoon. So like, it's like, you kind of have to plan the day around that. So that's what we're doing Sunday. And then I'm probably just going to sleep in because I don't know the last time I slept in.
Is dressing up in Christmas attire technically a Halloween thing because you're in costume?
Oh, I don't know. Well, my nails are Halloween. So I was like, in the photos, I'm going to have to like try to hide them, but I think I'm just going to wear a black dress. I feel like that's always like good for photos. So
Mo, you just made me think about a conversation that I think we have all had before about Gremlins. And is it a Christmas movie or is it not a Christmas movie?
Yeah, I mean the core debate has always been around Die Hard, right? And whether or not that's a Christmas movie. But Gremlins is, I thought, unequivocally a Christmas movie. I've always thought so. Maybe I'm wrong. I have not engaged in film Twitter debates like that in a very long time, so I don't really know, but I always thought it was a Christmas thing.
I know that there's like a bunch of people who are like, is it just a movie that happens around Christmas or is it Christmas?
For sure. But this is my my excuse for not being an expert is I have only seen the first Gremlins maybe once or twice, but I've seen Gremlins 2, the new batch, probably like 35 times. And it's better. And so that's my relationship to Gremlins is I watch Gremlins 2. So I,
Love
there
it.
you go. We got some people in the chat who are standing up for Gremlins definitely being a Christmas movie.
Ryan, you just bought your building, right? That your record store's in a museum, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been 12 years in the making, so I'm happy to not get kicked out now. So yeah, it's been a weird fucking year. That's all I know.
Yes, it has. It's almost over though. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good riddance.
Yeah, the energy's weird here because we all had interesting days today, but we're persevering and having a good old time. Let's talk something a little bit more positive. What tangled up in this? Well, first of all, I'm just stoked that you're here, Ryan, because there was a moment here you weren't actually going to be able to make it. What do you guys got going on?
Tonight, I mean, I have so much going on. I have a haunted house that I'm opening in 2 hours, and then I have a goth night starting an hour and a half after that at my music venue, and then I have to pick up a bunch of actors. We have a film festival tomorrow. I really need to stop doing so much shit.
No, man, don't do that. You'll sink. Oh my god.
So you didn't say anything?
Huh? Oh yes, so sorry. I was still getting my costume on. Hi everybody.
Sorry, I was vamping for time. I saw you coming around the corner, and I wanted to make sure you were there. Wait. To finish that thought though, Ryan, you run a haunted house. Why is that is that as stressful as it sounds? I thought,
Yes.
Is it not something is that something you try to improve every year so it becomes harder and harder to do, or is it something that like once you have all the stuff you need to do for it, it sort of is a rinse and repeat sort of thing?
It's kind of a long answer. As everything in my life. So I opened a store in Chicago like 2 months ago, and I've been driving back and forth from Savannah to Chicago weekly, which makes you want to die. But on that drive last weekend, I just hatched the idea to open a haunted house this week.
Oh, this is your first year.
Yeah, like we were rolling into Savannah around 11 a.m. on Monday, and we opened the haunted house at 7 p.m. on Monday. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, is what I'm saying. Like,
yo, Ryan, did you see that documentary, Haunters? I think it's on Shudder.
I've seen I don't think that was the name. I've seen a documentary about a haunted house operator, but I don't think that was the name.
The one where the guy goes on the run. And
Say that one more time?
The one where the guy goes on the run from the cops.
Oh, no, I have not seen that.
If someone, you have to watch it, man. It's especially if you're about your opening a haunted house. It's insane, man. Honestly,
Sounds fun.
Crazy. This guy like prides himself on running the most intense haunted house, and like multiple people, like their heart stops while they're on the. It's a borderline torture, but then all hell breaks loose, and he literally goes on the run for like 8 months. It's crazy, man. I recommend it.
Okay, I'm in after Halloween.
Yeah.
But everyone, the Dilophosaurus in the lower segment of the screen is our label manager, Shannon Smith, or Shanosaurus, as he likes to be referred to, even in and out of costume. It's very weird.
I'm great. Get him on because he wears this every time.
It just finally fits now. So I knew that we were talking about these earlier, so I just wanted to say.
Nice.
There we go.
We need those.
Thank you, Shannon, for closing the loop. I think that's a really, truly sublime entrance. Not only an entrance, but also that you came prepared with receipts. I saw someone in the chat talking about Barbarian. Have any of y'all seen that? Has everyone here seen that?
No,
I watched it last night.
What did you think, Shannon? We can talk without spoilers because I feel like to me that's the surprise of
all I saw about it was like, don't look anything up before, basically.
Yeah. So that was all, like, I was talking to Spence about it earlier today, and I was like, I don't want to say anything about it other than it's an absolute roller coaster.
Yeah, I plan on seeing it.
It's really interesting, and it's actually a good testament to how some people, there's like a weird anti-spoiler culture when it comes to horror. Like, you see it if you follow people like Fangoria and people, filmmakers, and especially when like trailers come out for the new Halloween and you see all the kills, people are like, why are you spoiling it? Why are you spoiling it? And I won't spoil Barbarian, but I will say that the most interesting things about it can't actually be spoiled. Like, it is interesting. Like, even if I were to tell you the plot of the movie linearly, it wouldn't actually like spoil anything, because the movie's true nature is in how shapeless it is and how much that works. It's actually like I'm a bit of a screenwriting nut. It's sort of like interesting from a screenwriting perspective how it goes against every single screenwriting trope, and how it proves that like there are no rules. You can make a movie that literally just follows its own tangents to whatever direction it feels like going, and it works. It's super effective. But that's just my opinion. I had a really good time watching that movie.
What's it on again?
I think it's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I have so many questions.
Horror movies, good or bad, whether you like them or not. Like, horror movies have been huge this year, man. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
It's crazy. Like, Smile broke like 100 million. It's insane, man. And Halloween was huge, whether you dig it or don't. Like, I just got this today, actually. Turned up.
Nice.
Oh, is that the A24 pressing?
Yeah, I haven't opened it, and those cheeky little devils, they sealed it. So you've got to. I bet you there's nerds online that are sweating tonight.
I love that.
Wow.
Jack White used to do that for some of the Third Man stuff.
I should just get it open.
Do it. I want to see this in real time and watch everyone get really mad at you. This brings up a good point, because I don't know if any of us has discussed this, but the entry of A24 doing their own records on their web store, it's been really interesting. Is this the first one you've purchased?
I got some others, but I think this is the first one they've done themselves, wholly. Like they've done stuff with Milan before. Look at this.
Rip it.
It's okay.
Sorry, internet.
Yes, it is very much like what we did to people with Fight Club. I take responsibility for that one. Ooh, very cool. I loved X also. I thought that movie was amazing.
Yeah, man. Did you see Pearl as well? Pearl.
I haven't seen Pearl.
Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to what's the next one? Hollywood, right? What's that? Is the next one called?
There's gonna be a third one?
Yeah. Set in the adult film industry in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm I'm all for Ty West coming back and making movies now.
Hell yeah. The Green Knight, I think Green Knight was Milan. Well, that one is what you're talking about, right, Spence? You're saying like there were a couple titles that Milan ran, but now they're fully doing themselves.
Or did it, but they did it in conjunction with Milan. I think this is the first one that they've done completely themselves, and they just released Bodies last week as well.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen that movie either. Jesus.
It's like a statement of intent because the mailer rocked up today and it's just got like A24 music plastered all over them. So I was like, that's cool, man.
I'll have to take your word for that, Garrett. I've seen Turning Red. I haven't seen Pearl, but I'm quite excited to watch it through that lens. Hey Roxy. Oh my god, it's been so long. Hey Roxy. Yes, Smile is pretty dope. I love that, and I love you, and I miss you. Oh my god.
I love you, Roxy.
Yeah, A24 just make some of the best films in the market right now, so it's a bit of a shame that they've taken a lot of it in house, but it's exciting to see them doing I mean, because their merch has always just been so stellar that I'm not surprised that they're.
If I'd have done this, I'd have die cut that, but that's just.
Are you listening, A24? I know this one of you's on here. Someone here's watching.
We're always watching.
Yeah, no, horror has been incredible this year, but I'm also not the expert, as you can see. I wipe. Everyone here is in like cool gloomy spaces. I'm in the whitest room of all time, with a Matrix bear behind me and my Josie and the Pussycat signed record behind me. So hardly the expert.
I'm not really. I mean, I'm Ask Ross. Like, there's certain stuff we release. Like, he knows. He's like, don't watch it. Because I'll just start, I don't know, with weird blood stuff, like, I don't want to be like that. I just start, like, dry heaving. And I'm just like, ooh, can't see it. Like, bone breaks. I just, get, like,
well, you couldn't listen to the Cube score because it was weird, heavy breathing.
It's creepy. I'm sorry. It's cool, that movie. But I was just like, ugh. When they were like, but, like, but it's funny because, like, it's crazy. But, like, Child's Play and anything with Chucky, I've always been okay with. Because when I was little, I had a My Buddy doll, so it didn't scare. Like when I was like, "Oh, it's like."
That scare you more if you have like the
yeah
equivalent.
He just he looked like him.
Yeah, worse.
I'm okay.
And he behaved like my buddy, who also murdered anyone who got in my way. It was really interesting. In fact, I thought it was really relatable.
I don't know.
I had a My Buddy doll when I was like 4 or 5 years old, also, and my older brothers made me watch Child's Play and. Then put the My Buddy doll in the bathroom, and my 4 or 5 year old self didn't go to the bathroom anymore. And I specifically remember at midnight watching my mom march my older brother outside with that doll and making him throw it in the dumpster because it was so good.
Man, 4 or 5 to see Child's Play is kind of crazy. I saw it at like 8, and that was already like a whole thing. But like,
fucked me up at 8.
4 or 5.
8. I saw it at 38. I saw that Chucky has been beefing on Twitter with Megan.
Yeah, I saw that.
Movie that comes out. That's pretty fun, man.
Oh my god, I love that. That's really funny. Wait, no, Spencer, you're not that. You didn't see that movie for the first time when you were 38. I know you're joking, but
I don't know.
Was that movie literally sort of like eye rolly when you saw it? Like, were you sort of like, oh,
yeah, they're like that first one's like legit terrifying. and the rest are fun. You know,
Mm.
I can't remember when it came out though. Like, I guess it was
That must have been
90.
like 92, 93. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was definitely.
I need to clarify the poop knife was never about me. The poop knife came from a Reddit story and somehow attributed to me. And I am not here for that.
Hi, Matt. It was lovely seeing you IRL the other night. Don't watch Terrifier 2. So that was at Fantastic Fest. I opted not to because I've heard that it is a very, very intense film or a very, very gross film. But I don't know. Have you guys seen the Terrifier films?
Mm-mm. No.
Nope.
They look like they're going to be like Rob Zombie style movies to me. I don't know if that's good or bad, but
Has anyone watched The Munsters? I haven't. I was going to brave through and see it.
I thought
I
you
want to
were-
watch it. I loved watching that as a kid. We've been so busy. So I haven't like had time to like sit down and like watch it.
Yeah, too much. Very, very much too much.
Oh, just me and Neil just meant that was for me. Or just meant for Michelle. Don't watch Terrifier. You guys can all watch it.
Everyone else.
Yeah, certain stuff like because when we're like picking variants and stuff, he's like I have to like kind of like defer to Ross because I'm like I can't like I'm not gonna like there's certain things like
You can only do blood splatter for so many releases
Yeah.
before you realize that that's a bit of a crutch, right?
Well, no, it's better to have like cooler stuff. I mean, you can always do blood splatter. That's always fun.
There's always Bloody Massacre in addition to the blood splatter.
Or bloody murder.
Yeah, or Bloody Murder, or
Blood splatter.
I think there was one more, but yeah.
Very early on in the Mondo canon, we realized that like we were gonna have to stop leaning on red so much because our first couple of releases are all horror films, and I remember it being like, well, you can't just keep doing like, well, because it's a horror film, it's red. You know, you got to do like red for blood or blood splatter or Deadly Spawn red or Maniac blood on mannequin red or whatever. You just go like, well, I guess you got to come up with different colors. I remember we were doing the Elijah Wood Maniac, which also Spencer's Death Waltz also did at the same time, which was the beginning of our beef / love affair. Like I was like, well, let's just do like mannequin colored, like nude flesh colored, and everyone was just like, no one wants flesh colored vinyl. I remember that very vividly, and so I've never done flesh colored vinyl because I was told that is not that was not what the people wanted.
We
I would
did.
have been
Death Waltz at the time did flesh color splatter on Maniac.
Ryan, did you do basket case flesh colored?
Yeah.
And it worked,
I
right? Everyone
remember
was wrong.
that.
Everyone told me the wrong thing.
I think you were right.
Hey Ryan, how's your cassette club coming on? Tell us about this, man, because I've been seeing people.
It's very TerraVision. It's like a very small group of people that like it, and they're very into it, and I love it. I don't know.
You're releasing a bunch of stuff that like other labels have released on vinyl, right? But like you're doing.
I mean, that's not the primary objective, but yes, by default. Probably 60% of the tape club will be stuff that TerraVision has all media rights on, but the other stuff is like just those. I view them as low-hanging fruit that I'm like, wait, why the fuck does this not have a cassette release? I'll do that. But apparently I'm the only there's a reason why. It all makes sense now. But yeah,
It's like when parents tell you like not to do something, you'd be like, I need to learn that lesson myself. And then
yeah. I'm going to do it regardless, so it doesn't.
The cassette club's like it's a subscription-based one, right?
Yeah.
And you get like exclusive clamshells, is it?
It's like colored shells, and I got into doing the outer plastic shell a different color now too, just to try to.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you make cassettes that different, quite frankly. So those are the only two components really. So yeah, again, the people that like it, and as most things, people just turn the other way, and that's okay. It's fine. I appreciate you asking.
We're doing some cassettes this year.
I like cassettes. We make cassettes too. See,
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
but like I use our cassettes. Like we have older cars, so like we can pop it in a tape deck and listen to it.
Oh, I mean, I'm a huge cassette collector, which is why I do it. But I'm just saying, statistically speaking, it's a very small club.
Oh yeah.
Just sheer numbers.
I think the best cassette that we did was I think a little while after we did the first pressing of Snatcher, we released a cassette for it, and they were in like repurposed like Genesis cases.
That's awesome.
They were really cool.
Oh really?
But-
Awesome.
Yeah, hold on, I'll grab it.
Now I'm
I
really curious. I've
do.
never heard of this.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Maybe. Wait, I for sure do. We'll find it. I promise it happened. It's not where
Well,
it should be.
I'll vamp for time while you're looking, but we're so we had this like a bit of a kerfuffle with the internet, which may be foreign to everyone else here on the stream. But we did a Over the Garden Wall this year, and it sold out so fast that everyone was really, really mad at me in particular. And I fell in the sword, but I ended up talking to the rights holders, and we're gonna do it on multiple formats because it's never been on CD, it's never been on cassette. So we're going to be doing a cassette for Over the Garden Wall, which we've already, not to be confused with the cassette we originally did for Over the Garden Wall, which is like this weird little B-side thing that is like an in-universe canon sort of like.
Oh really? I didn't even know you guys.
Have you ever seen it? Over the Garden Wall?
Oh no, I've seen it. I didn't know you guys did a cassette.
We did. So back. Oh my God.
Oh damn!
Whoa.
It's like a
Yeah,
Sega
this was-
CD.
Yeah, this is a collab with Limited Run a few
I
years
love
back.
Limited
But
Run.
yeah.
Ooh.
That's cool.
So cool.
Cassie, that rules. Holy shit.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many of these were made, but I don't think too many.
I have like a legit gobsmacked look on my face. I just like really inspired. Where did you how did you mold that the plastic insert for that? That's so cool.
It's funny because it still has like the CD imprint in it. It's just like this weird custom cut like cassette piece wrong way, cassette piece of foam. So it's not like legitimately like retrofitted for a cassette, but made it work.
Yeah, that's legit.
That's awesome.
All right. We're gonna invent a LP sized case for a cassette, and that's gonna be our thing. We'll just have it. It'll be 12 by 12, and in the center, when you open it up, it's just gonna have a little slot for a cassette.
I'm sure someone has had an LP with like a box set with a cassette in it also or something. Good thing. I don't know.
That's so cool. Wow, that's inspiring. That's so fun. I love that. I love this natural release. That's so cool.
Oh, me too. It was my favorite.
We're working on another Kojima project right now, and it's sort of hard to make anything for his stuff because his stuff is just so galaxy brained. And so you sort of hit this creative wall with anything trying to like, I don't know, outdo what he has already done and him and his team have already done creatively. It's just like he absolutely inspired. But the end of my Over the Garden Wall story, real fast before I just lose the thought, is that yes. So Michelle, we did a cassette for Over the Garden Wall many, many years ago. So there's a in the show, there's a running joke that Elijah Wood's character Wirt is mortified because he tried giving a girl he had a crush on like a cassette that had spoken word poetry and clarinet music. And back in 2014, when we saw the thing, we like went to the composers because we were working on the soundtrack already, and we were like, "You should make that." And they were like, "That's a really good idea. We should." And so they did. They recorded 20 minutes of really bad spoken word poetry and clarinet music that they recorded on actual cassette players, like dueling cassette players, in a way that would have only been able to be done as a kid in your room. So they have like dual, like imagine if you had two cassette players and one person, you were speaking into one of them and then overdubbing it yourself. So there's like a total loss of generation loss on like the audio quality is like really, really low because it would be like it's Elijah speaking into a cassette recorder and then like the other person recording the clarinet music and overdubbing it. And so we did that as like a limiter because we were like, who the hell wants this thing? This is just like literally an inside joke at a certain point, but it's become this thing. You can go on YouTube and listen to it. Like someone uploaded it onto YouTube and it's really, really cool. Like the comments are inspired because like I'm saying that the poetry's bad, but there are so many people on YouTube in the comment section who are just sort of like, I would totally fall in love with this man. This man is like a poet and a genius, and like I wish somebody would make me a cassette like this. And I'm like, oh my God, like that is so lovely. Like I love how inspired it is. Like someone just being like, I wish anyone was as romantic as Wirt from Over the Garden Wall and would spend this much time to make this. So anyway, that particular thing we want to make more of, but it's like become a bit of a, it's hard to untangle because Cartoon Network and Warner Media and Warner Discovery and all these different things, it's become a whole thing, and that's like a little TMI. But the studio is letting us put out the soundtrack on cassette, so we're gonna do that. We were gonna do it this year. I think we're gonna do it next year now. But we're also doing a Shudder film score on cassette with our friend Noah Segan, who made a film called Blood Relatives, which I'm actually wearing the hat of today from Super Yaki. Great little film, comes out on Shudder next month, but we're going to be doing the soundtrack for that on cassette because it's a fairly small film and we just want to do something for it. But sometimes that just is the thing that makes the most sense. We would like to, the plan, and so it's tricky, William, thanks for asking. Next year is the 9th anniversary, but 2024 will be the 10th anniversary. And so I think that there's a part of us that want to really do a big blowout in 2024, maybe even some live shows with Blasting Company, which would be cool, right? We're in the talks, early stages of figuring that out, but I'd like to, but there might be a little bit of a, next year is just us just trying to be able to keep it in demand, keep it in stock in general. And then maybe we'll do something a little bit bigger the following year.
That's
Sorry.
Awesome. I'm excited about that. Sorry, I'm trying to open a beer.
Wow.
My nails are usually short, and we have a wedding, and it's black tie, so I've been growing my nails out, and they're long. Like, look at that. They're like super.
I get
long.
that. You can't do the tabs.
Boxes this week, and I was like, oh, I gotta go, and we have so much stuff to do. I'm like, I'm just gonna pack that way they don't get ruined and chipped. But I'm like, ugh, I can't wait till it's over, and then I can just like go back to my short nails, and I can just piece everything out. But like, I have to be careful. I don't want to snap anything.
I like that you just did like a claw swiping motion as do everything else. I just want to be able to do this and not like murder somebody.
It's like part cat, part Long Islander talking with my hands.
I can only speak for myself in that, yes, I have. I don't know if anyone else has.
I have not either. I'm so behind on my horror movies this year because, like we were saying, there's so many that came out this year.
There's just so much content between everything. There's just crazy.
Yeah, there's a ton of. I can't keep up with weekly. Like I don't know. There's always stuff dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Too much. Actually, this brings up another good point. So I'll get to the answer about Werewolf by Night in a little bit, William. But speaking of content, I haven't kept up with the show Atlanta. Does anyone watch Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't seen any of this season so far, but I was just during my lunch break, I was scrolling through like AV Club, and I saw that the review for this latest episode came out, and they gave it an A, and they were just sort of like another masterpiece. And I was like, oh shit, like I don't want to wait 8 episodes to see what this is, and like it's like a standalone drop. Oh my god, it's inspired, and it's like enough to make me want to go back to Disney again and ask them about a Goofy movie, and that is not me burying the lead at all. It's a Donald Glover directed a 45-minute documentary, a fictional documentary, like about how a Goofy movie is the blackest movie ever made. And it posits that like a fictional alternate reality in which like a black man ran Disney Animation just for that year and made a Goofy movie into a low-key coded African American experience movie. And it is so surreal because like I was telling my wife that like it's so interesting that like Dan Harmon and Community and Donald Glover leaving that and going to do his own thing, and how like different that was, but how like almost Atlanta almost feels like a more grown-up version of Community, and how it just chooses to do episodes that are just like completely off the rails like that, just being like, and this episode's a documentary about a Goofy movie, right? And you go like, that seems like something that would happen on Community, but this is like a legit, like well-produced mockumentary about one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's obviously complete bullshit, but it's like really inspired and well written, well directed. If everyone here, obviously, like we were just talking about, there's so much content right now. Like if you can steal 45 minutes for yourself, I highly recommend it. You don't have to have seen any episode. If you like a Goofy movie, check out the latest episode of Atlanta.
Wait, so I'm actually putting a note on my phone. So like, what's the gist of the show? I've never seen any of it. Like there's so much, like, I don't even know. Maybe I've heard of it, but like, what's the deal? Like with they're in another season now?
It's the fourth and final season of Donald Glover's like his prestige television show, which is about like hip hop in Atlanta. It's about like working in the hip hop industry.
Oh, I love that. What is it on?
FX, I think.
Yeah, you can, and Hulu. You can watch all of it on Hulu right now if you have it.
Okay, or Hulu. Okay, yeah, I have that. That's wild.
Highly recommend.
Like, I had no idea that existed. Actually, Steve, that's my husband. He's reading a book on like hip hop, and I think it's just solely like based on like Atlanta.
No, definitely check out that show.
In the other room, like screaming to him. He's.
Speaking of Hulu, I saw this pop up. Spence, any thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, one of the best films this year for me. And the Sarah's soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks.
It's so good.
If you're all good over Christmas, maybe you're good. No, it's great. I mean, it's really funny, like the whole thing with like there being so much content. Like, it just blows my mind that Prey just went to streaming. Like we saw it at a sneak at Comic-Con, like in this theater, and the whole place was going fucking crazy, man, while this film's on, and everyone loved it. And then it's just like straight for streaming, man. It's like it's so nuts, man. But there is so much out there, like, you know, I mean, like all me and Shannon do is just egg each other on. Have you watched this show? Have you seen this? Have you watched this? I don't leave the house, man. Like I just watch like content all the time, and there's so much good TV. Like there is a lot of really great stuff out there, but I feel like a lot of it just gets lost. Man.
Yeah, Spencer's become an absolute Apple TV shill. Every morning, every Monday we come back from our weekend, he's like, "Blimey, have you watched Apple's girlfriends from Tennessee?" And I'm like, "We never even heard of that show. The show doesn't exist." He's like, "Oh man, I watched the whole first season, binged the whole thing, man. It's fucking brilliant."
I'm telling you, Shadow, back me up, man. For All Mankind, Servant, Bad Sister. It's like fucking hit after hit after hit after hit, man. But
so
no
Servant and Severance, obvious, like they're amazing. But I've been trying to get everybody to watch For All Mankind because it is the only show I've ever watched where after a certain point, I'll say like somewhere towards the end of the first season, every single episode made me just bawl, absolutely weep. Sometimes it was like out of sadness, sometimes it was out of elation, but I've never had that visceral reaction from a show before so consistently. For All Mankind, watch it, please.
Yeah, someone asked if I've seen Try, and I haven't seen that, but you know, obviously it's on my list because I have to watch everything.
I will say we're doing 3 of the things that we just talked about, and I cannot confirm whether or not Girlfriends of Tennessee is one of those things. I'll assume you're talking about Shannon's, or no, Michelle's. Michelle's is everything too.
Oh, also, Steve, grab the book. This is the rap capital. This is the Atlanta thing. Joe
Joe
Coscarelli.
Coscarelli.
Yep.
I'm friends with his sister Alyssa. That's
Of
very
course.
funny. My wife was just telling me that
No.
Joe wrote a book, and I was like, "Oh, that's so interesting. I should look into it." And I'll have to pick it up. Let us know if it's any good. I'm very
Oh
excited.
yes, he's been taking it when he's been. He might have actually finished it. He's got some left in it. He takes it when he goes racing. So, but he said so far it was amazing. We actually got it early because the bookstore we have it. Steve Israel, who's a politician, he owns it. So they did like there was like a special day in town, and they had like mystery grab bags, and this was in it because it's an advanced proof.
Oh hell
So
yeah!
he had it like months before, so he's been like chipping away at it. So I think
Cool.
it came out this month. So if people like Atlanta, I'm sure they'll like the book.
Roxy recommends Kidding, the
Done.
Showtime show, which I've always been real curious about because it's Michelle
on my
Gondry.
list, actually.
Okay, yeah. So we have 20 minutes left, but I saw a couple of people asking about some forthcoming releases. So other than Prey, which Spencer only threatened that if we're bad boys and girls this year, we're not going to get. I saw somebody asking about Loki, which I guess I can't find the comment anymore. But someone was asking about Loki. We are still working on that. We have a couple of Marvel titles in the works. We're going to be doing the new Black Panther. We're doing Werewolf by Night, though that should come as no surprise given that we worked with Michael on literally every record he's ever done for the history of all time. But also Loki is in the works. It's just like a bit of a bottleneck, as everyone here can attest to on the production front. It never gets any easier. Truly. Cassie, what are y'all working on soon? Sorry to put you on the spot. You can have a think if you want, but I absolutely adore everything you guys have been doing lately. The Bomberman stuff really broke my brain in an emotional way. So I was truly inspired. What do you guys got going on next?
Yeah, so we got a few things. We always love our video game releases. So coming up this year, we have 2 titles that are going to be going up for pre-order. So we're going to continue our lovely relationship with Taito and release Ninja Warriors. And that's going up for pre-order on the 1st. On the 1st.
Oh, very cool.
Of November, so just a few days away. And then also Phantasy Star 4 is going to be on pre-order on the 25th of November. And then also this year, we're going to do a horror movie soundtrack, Cosmic Dawn. It was composed by Alan Howarth and Andrew Van Wingarden of MGMT. So,
whoa, I haven't heard about that. That's amazing.
Super fun one. Yeah, another 2022 horror alien movie that came out this year.
Alan's sneaking a new one in with a. That's so inspired. That's so cool. Spencer, you heard of this?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I've got it in my to watch list.
Everyone does.
Yeah, those are gonna be super cool.
The trailer, and it's like super trippy. So.
Yeah, about aliens. It's great.
Ross, Michelle, what do you guys got coming up next before the end of the year?
Calendar, figure out what you want.
Yeah.
What is that?
So much stuff. Oh my goch, you guys.
Yeah. We still have 6, 8, 10 things coming out before the end of the year or something.
Jesus.
It's we're gonna be
gosh.
we're doing 6, almost 7 days a week working.
Yeah.
Just because there's so much stuff.
Euphoria and Succession. Oh, well, I guess we didn't really announce Succession. I just kind of did.
Surprise! Coming with Euphoria.
Yeah, we have a variant from Milan of both Euphoria and Succession that should be hopefully sometime this month. Should have been already, but things are backed up. But that's hopefully soon.
Hold on, someone said we teased Beowulf previously.
Yeah,
Yep,
just to say that Beowulf we teased a couple days ago. The Zemeckis Beowulf, so that's going to be pretty soon, a few weeks or something, next month sometime.
You got physical copies already, huh?
Yeah, we have them in hand. Lieutenant Jangles, which is like a low budget kind of like Commando Ninja and Turbo Kid, like takes place in the 80s, like low budget but weird CGI. But it's a lot of fun. The music's great. Time Cop has a song on it if you guys are familiar.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like synthy stuff.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun.
It's a really good album. The artwork's really cool. That's coming pretty soon. That's in hand. Yeah, and then Sonic 2 we kind of teased a while ago, and that should be sooner rather than later. But I don't know if that's going to be this year. But that
might be December. We just don't know. Things show up. That's why, like,
yeah,
we got 4 things the other day, like 5 pallets. It was exciting, but we're just like, all right, when are we putting this on sale? When are we going to pack this? Like, he has a wedding he has to go to. Yeah. We have a wedding out of state for 2 days. It's a 2-day wedding that we have to go to. So I was just like, oh my gosh.
And then I guess while we're talking about cassettes, these guys came in. We're doing Beverly Hills Cop on cassette. That
hell yeah.
Little VHS guy.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So that'll also be in the next few weeks.
Faltermeyer.
Yeah.
And talking about things just turning up, Ryan was like, do you want any exclusives on our forthcoming releases? And we were like, yeah, that'd be cool. What about this, this, and this? And then Ryan just like, yeah, the plan just didn't press that, but they pressed this for you.
Oh my god. We've had that happen before where things have come in and they're like the wrong color.
Yeah.
Kind of take what I can get at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and someone brought up Mortal Kombat 3. We're gonna do represses of the Mortal Kombat stuff some point next year. We only have so much we can make of certain things.
Yeah, represses of stuff that's
sold
out
April of
is
next
coming
year.
at some point next year.
So
old Mortal Kombat.
Far out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interesting thing too, it's hard to communicate to people is that sometimes the limited nature of things is out of our control. Both on a production side point, but also on a contractual standpoint. I think about that all the time. It's sort of like the inaccessibility of things. In my life, I wonder how many times I've raged against the machine to some degree and been like, why don't you just make more? And really the people behind the scenes were sort of like, legally we just can't. And also, or if we do, it's much more complicated than it looks. But trust me that we all want to make as much of everything that some people want, but sometimes it's just out of our control. The thing I think about the most is recently is our Adventure Time box set. People have recently sort of started screaming a lot at me in particular about that one, and I feel really bad because the fact that thing exists is a small miracle. But then also that happened in a time before all the mergers that have happened in Warner Media history. And so now all of a sudden, like, everyone involved has no idea how anyone made that happen. Also, maybe whether or not it was legal. And so, like, its mere existence, in fact, is sort of a sort of small miracle. And we want to make more. There's a lot of things we want to make more of. It's just a lot of it's just bandwidth. So I appreciate you, Ross and Michelle, trying to keep things in press and make things happen to meet demand. It's sort of easier said than done, and we all appreciate it.
Yeah.
What have you got coming out before the end of the year?
What?
What have you got coming out before the end of the year? You just put things out, right? You would put things out.
The street date is today, so yeah, today that came out today, and today I got this. I don't know if you can see Graveyard Shift.
Graveyard Shift. Oh, hell yeah!
Nice. Very cool.
Double LP. Bullshit. For
oh my god, of course I have beer in my mouth.
For Black Friday, we've got Waxwork, Neon Maniacs after that, Prom Night 2 after that. I'm doing the Guyver.
Yes.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. That's
Wait,
awesome.
really? Holy shit.
Yeah, we checked into that once. I remember.
Doing something else, and then I don't know. There's on November 1st. It has nothing to do with music, although some of the releases will have a LP component. But on November 1st, I'm launching so like TerraVision started putting out Blu-ray releases about exactly a year ago. Through Vinegar Syndrome as one of their partner labels, but I have left Vinegar Syndrome and now doing that solo. So that launches November 1st. So
That's cool.
we are going to stock all the blues as well. Me and Shannon have been chatting about it. So yeah, for sure. We always want to help out if we can. You know.
Well, you're the only ones that care, and I appreciate it.
Oh,
We care too. Let us know, Ryan. We actually have Blu-rays.
Everyone cares, man. Like people are freaking
and we
out.
have Blu-rays on the site.
Yeah,
We'll
Blu-ray
talk
seems to do
about
well,
it.
actually.
Going nuts. So.
Well,
yeah, dude, physical media forever. It doesn't matter the format, truthfully. It's becoming more and more increasingly common that like every person I talk to is very much aware if you don't have it, if you don't own it physically, it very well could just disappear. So I've been buying up literally
rent something for $15. Why am I not? I'd rather just spend 30 or 35 and just have a physical copy. And like, especially if my friends are making it, hell yeah, let me toss you some money, make something cool. Other people will buy it. Especially, I feel like Blu-ray, especially like with the steel books and stuff, like people love that.
But you're opening yourself up to like a world of hurt, Ryan, because the Blu-ray collectors are like 10 times more intense than
they won't want the titles that I'm about to drop. So. I mean, you think that I'm doing some deep cuts on fucking vinyl? Just you wait. It's I don't know who this label is for except for me. If at this point, it's like literally just
that's the best way to do it, man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, isn't that what we're all kind of doing?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment, but no. This is truly like.
No, that's awesome though. You know what? Keep doing it. If you have the way and the means and people are into it, just do it. That's the dream, honestly. I know that you work like nonstop 24/7, 7 days a week. You don't have a day off, but like how many people are sitting like commuting into New York City? How many hours a week working some job just to pay bills? And you get to like make what you want for a living.
That's true. That is.
Yes,
I reflect on that.
What we do, but like, hell yeah. Like, you know what? Cheers to you for making every single thing that you want, no matter who else is going to get it.
I learned that a long time ago, that the small little bit of power that Spence and I and Shannon and I wield is that we get to make the things that we would like to exist in the world, and all we can do is just know that even if there's one or two other people like us out there who want it, then we're doing something right? Like, it's just, I don't know. I think about how many things that I'm so grateful to own are because somebody cared enough to stress out and be working on it while also building a haunted house and also keeping their museum up to date. So thank you. Thank you for your service.
I appreciate it.
I mean, right now, anyone making physical products should be like applauded because, you know, costs are going up, raw materials are going up. Like the amount of like line increases for like every record that we make is insane. If we pass those on, records would be like $60, man. You know, it's like it's pretty crazy, man. And I know that GZ are having to like cut some capacity in December because of the gas, you know, coming in from Russia. It's like it's crazy times, man. So I think anytime you get a record in hand and you can ship it out to people, even if it's late, you know, like
be nice to your local label. The things like the war in Ukraine are also affecting the ability for you to get your record in hand.
I ordered X in like March, I think, maybe, and then they sent me a shipping notice, and I was like, oh shit, we've just moved house. And they were like, yeah, we can't change it. And I was like, okay, cool. It's in the gods, man. Whatever. It turned up. It's all good. You know?
Well, we're almost out of time. I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out and hanging out. I know it's been a stressful couple of months. You think 2022 would be better, but in fact, it is.
No.
Everything is always getting worse all the time. No.
Hang out like in real life 2023, even if MondoCon doesn't happen, can we just like pick a location and like we'll live stream?
Yeah, is that shit happening? Give us a straight yes or no.
Ooh, you bringing the real heat.
I don't want to put any pressure because I know things need to be planned and like I'm being realistic, but like, yo, all I want to do is like go have beers, go out to dinner with you guys, hang out and do panels, and like just surprise the shit out of everyone.
A quick diversion before I answer your question. Okay. Ryan, all I'll say is that in order to book venues for Austin, Texas, because it's become the most popular city in the entire world, you need to sort of get things going at least a full 2 years in advance. So I don't actually know the answer to the question you're asking. However, I will say that based on logic, I would assume that we would have to be 2 years out. Just because while we were just recently sold, something we probably could have talked about or should have talked about in this stream, we only recently realized we were still going to be a company a couple of months ago. So I don't know if it's actually
there are other cities.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Name one. If you know, name at least 3
Ryan,
other cities.
Can we use not to put you on the spot? Do you have space where we
could literally have like 17 spaces in Savannah, Georgia?
Why not? Let's do 2023 somewhere else. It's fun drinking, but I don't care.
Putting you on the spot, bro.
I know my friends.
I love friends. Hey, I'm coming. We're gonna go do a Midtown concert in Long Island in December, so we're gonna hang. We're gonna hang IRL. Any last minute decon?
We're going to Amsterdam Record Planet next year, which is the world's biggest record fair. So I would encourage you all to come with us.
That sounds terrible. Doesn't sound fun at all.
Oh, come on, Ryan. I know you want to buy a Smashing Pumpkins album for €500.
That sounds great.
It's fantastic.
But Michelle, nothing would make me happier than to be in real life with all of y'all. We just actually, it was a strange little tangent, but a couple of Mondo artists were in town in Austin this week, and it sort of inspired. It started as a quick little like, hey, let's go to a bar and whatever, and like literally like the entire Mondo staff, who I haven't seen in real life in so many months, all showed up to a bar. And it was so surreal. I was like, oh, that's right. This is a thing that can happen. Even in Austin, it's impossible and impenetrable. So it's the idea of seeing other people who live in other cities. It seems complicated, but I will at least say that I will be in New York in December. So I'm very excited to meet up with you, Ross and Michelle. Cassie, I don't know if you like pop punk, but there's a concert happening in Long Island, a band called Midtown from New Jersey.
Is it at the Paramount?
Close.
No, it's MLK's.
Yeah, it's MLK's.
Oh, what? Weird.
I know, yeah, but it's still Long Island.
I think they added like a big room upstairs or something.
Oh my
Back
God.
in my day, things used to happen at the downtown. I don't know if that's still a venue.
R.I.P. the downtown.
But I've seen a couple of other things happening in the chat. People were talking about Decon. Announces coming very soon. Godzilla Day, that is still a holiday, and there will be some announces. We can't really give that away, but that's like literally next week, so you can be patient.
I'll take some mushrooms to Decon.
First come, first serve. He will share with the first 2 people in line. It'll be.
We did that at Beyond Fest. I think the second year, maybe. We made these chocolate magic mushrooms and gave them out before a field in England, and then. To this one guy, I shouldn't even say this because it's
too late.
This one guy like stood up and just started walking round and round like the entire like auditorium, and then 2 people just left and were just completely freaked out, and we were just like, "Yeah, we can do anything." And then someone was like, "You can't do that, man." Like, you can't.
Amazing. Oh my God.
Okay, cool. But yeah, metaphorical mushrooms. I'm taking to do
Metaphorical mushroom.
Yeah.
The definitive answer, and I only highlighted this because the person who runs our marketing department, Brandon, would very much love for everyone to not ask him this, is yes, it is still happening. It's interesting to talk about a subject like this for now like 4 years, but it is a fortunate reality that you can, we're only broadcasting to a certain number of people right now, and you can always hope that information disseminates, and you start to begin to realize that, like, even if you answer this question over and over again, that it is sort of just a thing that just there's no permanent location for it. But the answer is yes. There is nothing really in our way other than just bandwidth. We've been working with Playtone for many years to get it right and get it out there. It has just been slower than anyone expected, and our hope is now, all we can say is hopefully next year, and we will cross our fingers and hope that everyone involved has the bandwidth and time to help us make it happen. But nothing is said that we can't do it. It is just a matter of us persevering. So thank you everyone for your patience on that. And any other title you've heard? I saw someone also asking about Halloween 6, and that actually came up on an email. And I'll leave it at that because it is Halloween season right now. Someone's asking about Halloween 6 on the chat, and that's a similar thing where you don't realize sometimes you get right to the very line of approvals, and then you realize that sometimes people who actually own the rights are involved, and they get in the mix, and things just sort of get very complicated very quickly. So we're working on it. I think the Halloween franchise in particular is very interesting because of how fractured it is rights wise, but we're working on that still too as well. Artwork's been done for that for years, I believe.
3 years.
In
fact, yeah. I completely forgot we'd finished artwork for it. So it's crazy.
There you go. Yes, on January 1st, everyone message Brandon and say, it's next year. What's going on? I digress. I'm joking. Leave him alone.
Pretends he hates to be asked about that thing you do, as you would see on Twitter. But he loves it. Like, in fact, he wants to talk multiple times a day about that thing you do.
Oh, great. And he just quit. Very, very good, Spencer. He just...
I love that, man.
I quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle, you're doing that. Real ones, no.
Well played.
All right. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. It was so lovely seeing you. Happy Halloween. And yeah, hopefully maybe we can do this in real life and all in the same room someday. It would be really, really nice, and not in public view. It would be cool.
Let's also plan to do this in January with like some proper teasers of things that we've got coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd love that. Ryan, good luck with your haunted house. I believe in you, and I love all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Send me a playlist. Oh, man.